Okay, we've got to talk about Delta Force, because I didn't think you could get worse than Battlefield 2042, but holy crap. Look, before we even get started in the video, I can already hear the comments, but Mr. Quackers, it's a public beta, but Mr. Quackers, it's a free-to-play game. Yes, I am fully aware, wholeheartedly aware that it is a free-to-play game and that it is a public beta. But because it is a public beta and because it is a free-to-play game, that is the whole reason I am not reviewing it, and we are simply talking about it. Because there are so many issues here that I feel like if I were to review it right now, I would absolutely tear it to shreds. So, we're going to talk about it. So, right off the bat, let's talk about the biggest elephant, or should I say tank, in the room. The tanks in Battle Force are basically built out of plot armor. I've seen them shrug off rockets, grenades, small arms fire, missiles, and maybe even an entire battleship's worth of artillery. If the devs were aiming for realism here, I think someone typed in the wrong cheat code. And while you're trying to figure out how to deal with these pesky tanks, let's hope you like breathing through a cloud of burnt toast, because the maps are so thick with smoke grenades you'd think the objective is playing hide and seek. Visibility is a luxury here, much like gold-plated rims on a car. Now let's talk about the operators, or as I like to call them, the traveling fashion show. Each operator seems more concerned with hawking expensive skins your way than actually influencing gameplay. Are you feeling tactical? Well, too bad. Are you ready for combat or a bizarre cosplay convention? Well, sometimes it's hard to tell. Oh, and the game's identity crisis is extremely real. Delta Force can't decide if it wants to be a Battlefield 2042 clone or a bargain bin Call of Duty. It's like the devs couldn't make up their minds and just said, hey, screw it, why not both? The end result? A Frankenstein shooter made from spare parts and questionable decisions. Now, the gunplay is not terrible, it's fine in the same way the instant coffee is technically fine. You shoot things, you go pew pew, nothing's memorable or particularly satisfying, but it's functional. I mean, if you need to scratch that trigger finger itch, Delta Force certainly has you covered. Just don't expect it to brew any espresso level excitement. The time to kill here is basically on Formula 1 settings. You blink and you're a corpse. It's fast, yeah, maybe a little too fast. The second you think, hey, I see the enemy, boom, back to the spawn screen. It's like a digital magic trick. Now you see yourself, now you're gone. And we can't forget those pesky snipers. If Ghosts decided to pick up rifles and get jobs, they definitely become snipers in Delta Force multiplayer. Half the time, you've never seen where the shots came from, just a spooky bang, and well, you're gone. It's less like playing an FPS and more like starring in the paranormal mystery. So, what's the verdict? Well, Delta Force 2024's multiplayer is a hot mess right now. Tanks laugh off damage, smoke grenades that would make a stage magician blush, operators that belong on a catwalk, and a general confusion over whether it's Battlefield or a Call of Duty understudy. The game's got more problems than my old high school math book. But you know what? It's a beta. Betas are for testing, feedback, and hopefully a big old patch that swoops in with the hero's cape. I really hope they can turn this around after the beta. I really do, because buried under all of this chaos, there's a nugget of potential. Maybe it just needs a good polish, or hey, maybe it needs a reality check. Either one works. But you know, at the end of the day, what the biggest problem with Battlefield 2024, Delta Force is? No, me neither. So let me know in the comments if you tried Delta Force yet and what you think. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Who was I kidding? This turned into a mini review.